Hello and welcome to the Extreme Z Podcast, the only Dokkan podcast making your favorite talk show format relevant again. I'm your host, Epic Mewtwo.
And I'm your co-host, Kevon.
And welcome to episode 2, my friends. We're
Nailed
back with another episode. Very excited about it. Also, we're not sure how it's going to go because we've both had
Well, let's just say this podcast ain't it, Chief.
You're probably going to be hearing that meme a lot this podcast. This ain't it, Chief, indeed. But
Yeah.
we've both been through a little bit of rough stuff this week, so we're both pretty tired. We both wish we were sleeping, but we're on that grind. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry for punching in your ear. Now, I will admit, at the time of recording this particular podcast, still at a hotel. We're not going to talk about it because it's not important. But if the audio sounds a little bit different than the last one, that's why. That's the only reason I'm bringing it up. If it should sound better on the next one. I'm thinking in 2 weeks I should be home. But regardless, though. Yeah, hopefully. Regardless, though, if it sounds a little bit different, a little bit echoey, I apologize. You're just going to have to deal with it for this week, unfortunately. But besides
We have
all of
news
that,
to get into.
we do. So,
And we're going to handle it a bit differently this time. Theo will start by handling the JP version.
look at me go.
And then I'll take over with the Global Boys.
Global Boys.
The
indeed.
shafted be with us.
Yes. So we're gonna kind of divide it up like this. We're gonna see how it goes this podcast, and then if we like it, we'll probably keep it like this.
Yeah. And if you guys like it, tell us in the comments.
Yes, definitely do so. We're glad you guys enjoyed the last episode, by the way.
Shameless plug.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said, tell us in the comments while you slap a like on the video.
Oh my gosh,
Got him.
a pro YouTuber right here. But anyhow, no, glad you guys enjoyed the last episode though. This is definitely something we're both excited about doing, so we're glad that you enjoyed. But yeah, let's hop into it. So we're gonna go over JP first because you know how it be. But JP just got the what we've affectionately referred to as the Trollhan celebration because Trollhan is on the cover. Basically, it is the Meta Cooler celebration though. So, going over everything that JP just got. JP got the Meta Cooler banner, which
Do you want to talk about the banner, actually?
Yes, we can actually talk about the banner.
Let me pop that up on my end.
They indeed did bring back a card that has been not long awaited, but definitely hasn't been back since his debut banner. That, of course, being Future Gohan. I don't know if you heard that squeak in the mic, but my nose just
Yes,
squeaked.
I did.
You did? That came out in the podcast. That was my nose.
Also, we have Jiren here.
Yeah, gross.
Why? Who knows?
But
we got the
no.
new Piccolo and Vegeta.
Yes, but this banner is actually pretty good.
So you actually have 5 Dokkan Fest on this.
Yes.
This is pretty wild.
Which is pretty wild.
Full Power Frieza and Cooler are both amazing. Not for me, because I have a Rainbow Star Cooler, so I don't think I'm going to summon this on Global.
Same
Big oof.
Yeah. But anyhow, though, the banner
So
is
that's
really
kinda
good.
Very, very nice banner. Got some fodder for Cooler, I guess.
I don't know, for characters anyway. But yeah, so that new Piccolo and Vegeta, which is cool. So that banner was live. Definitely went well for me for the most part.
We have
thankfully.
another banner, I think, right?
Yes, we did also get the 2 new
Most
banners.
evil clan.
Yes, the most evil family category dropped on JP, which is basically every Frieza family unit is in that category. So we did get a banner for that, which is pretty cool. There's a
And this banner
Dragonstone
was for
sale.
some
What's up?
feature. The banner of the Frieza family was just for some non-featured Frieza units. The SDR one is good. Int Meta Cooler is irrelevant now, sadly.
Yeah, unfortunately. But there were a couple of good units on there.
Int Golden Frieza, though. Beautiful.
Sleeper. Not really. He's terrible. Anyway.
ECA 1.
Yeah, right. JP got another Dragonstone sale, so that's cool.
Yeah,
Super
Super
Dragonstone
Dragonstone
sale.
sale.
Of course, the cooler Dokkan event came.
Dragonstone sale. I tried.
Let's talk about this cooler Dokkan event though, because
yeah.
this definitely caused a little bit of some head turning in the community because it's
Did you
a
want Super Battle Road in a Dokkan event?
it's a
There you go.
doozy, my boy. The event is very interesting. The first 2 stages are pretty normal.
I'm gonna sip some water.
Then go for it. Then the third stage, you have to fight. Let me see if I remember this properly. Dokkan Fest AGL Metacooler, STR
LR Metacooler.
Farmable Metacooler, right? Int Metacooler, SR Tech Metacooler, and Fizz Awakened SR Metacooler.
No, I'm pretty sure everyone was awakened. Let me
No,
actually
there was
check
one
that.
SR on there, but either way, doesn't matter. The point is, you fought a lot of coolers,
Let me actually check because I want to know.
and they were a little bit tough to take out. Obviously, because there's 5 of them, that's always a little bit difficult on a Dokkan event when you only got 3 characters and no AoE. Obviously, your dupe system's coming in clutch there,
Oh,
but
or you can bring
though,
LR Broly and say no.
yes, Awadida. Although you will have trouble with LR Broly on the rest of it because, Extreme AGL. But regardless, though, the event was a little bit difficult there. And then not only that, those dudes healed, which was stupid. And they hit really hard, too. They hit for tons of damage. So that was definitely the hardest part about that event. Then after that, you fought the core, and the core also healed.
And the core could heal, too.
Yeah, which was a little bit ridiculous. But honestly, it's a little bit more frustrating with the 5 because, you have those 5 units just healing up whenever they please.
I need healing.
Yeah, I need healing. Exactly. But either way, though, I certainly enjoyed this Dokkan event. I really liked it, actually. It was pretty fun. This is like a Dokkan event that I've really enjoyed. I mean, not that I haven't enjoyed the past Dokkan events, but I definitely say this is the most fun I've had with a Dokkan event.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice event, I will admit.
Yeah, very fun, very fun. Excited for it to come to Global because I think you guys will really enjoy it. I know a lot of people when events come like this with some shenanigans or they're a little bit difficult, sometimes you get some complaints.
Yeah.
But for me, I really enjoy it.
Also, by the way,
yeah,
just to chime in, you were right. There was a tech SR cooler there. I never noticed.
I knew it. But anyhow, though,
you got me.
I did bamboozle. But I enjoyed it a lot. I know some people didn't. I personally love when they make events a little bit more difficult because I think Dokkan events definitely need some more difficulty to make it kind of feel like how it did back in the day. So I think they definitely did a good job, or at least they made a good balance because obviously it can't be as much as it was back in the day because things are different now, of course.
Yeah.
But I feel like they did a good job balancing this guy, making him a little bit, like difficult, but also still beatable, right?
Yeah, and then there's the unit itself.
Right. Which
he is a pretty monstrous character.
Yes, we can actually go over all of those if you'd like.
Let's talk about mainly the cooler.
Sure, because he's the big boy for sure. We can talk about the big boy units. We won't go over like all the SR meta coolers.
Let me pull them up on the wiki.
Yeah, I got you. I have it pulled up on the Reddit here, but he
of course. Much we love DBC space. Those Google Translate translations are kind of wacky.
Yes, unfortunately, the big ghetto star ain't no one's fool.
Yeah,
I've been saying that so much this week from the.
All right, who takes what here? You want to talk about his leader skill, and
sure, I'll talk about it. So the leader skill, we did talk about, obviously the most evil family category. I laugh every time I hear that. Got introduced, and he is the leader, which is interesting since we did just get LR Meta Cooler. A lot of people are like, what are you talking about? There's not going to be a Dokkan Fest, and here we are.
Here he is. I really wish they named him Meta Cooler Core.
Yeah.
Because you know how Tapion Hirudegarn's like literally named Tapion Hirudegarn, so you could run the tech one with him. It would be nice if you could still run into Meta Cooler on this team.
Yeah,
even the STR one. Yeah, like it would have been great, but I don't know, missed opportunity, I feel, but I guess it was kind of to balance him, because can you imagine this guy linked with the Intimate Cooler?
That would be actually disgusting.
Yeah.
That would be gross. But, leader skill though, most evil family, key +3, attack, HP, and defense, plus 170%.
This is the first leader skill that's done that.
Whack, my boy. Like, absolutely.
And then he supports Extreme AGL too for 90% across the board with 3 key.
He literally power prep mods
everybody
Vegeta.
Get your Turles. Everybody get your Turles out.
Yeah.
Run them on this team. No reason not to.
Literally, like, busted, my boy. But yeah.
So his passive is pretty whack. 80% attack defense to start a turn. Plus 10% with each attack up to 70%. So he's got some super Vegeta going on. And he recovers 7% HP at the end of the turn after being attacked. And then he becomes the core when he hits 50% or below. Essentially a giant transformation like Hirudegarn. But the interesting thing is, if you go on the Wikia, and it says something very interesting here. His additional 10% attack with each attack received is calculated separately, resulting in an attack of 18% with each attack received, for a total boost of 206% after 7 attacks.
Disgusting.
So this man's getting 206% attack up after 7 attacks. Whack.
Disgusting. Yeah, he's really good.
Honestly.
Is the bottom line. He's got
And
pretty
then
good links too.
and then the core actually does a lot of damage if you get that off.
Yeah, which is
And then his
obviously not
links
going to
are
happen as often, but
yeah, because I mean this team with how much healing you'll get from this team in general.
yeah,
Like you have the Tech Frieza, the first form one. You have oh boy, this is disgusting.
lots of memes. But yeah,
The links are good. He has Transform, Fierce Battle, Big Bad Bosses, a must-have.
yes, yeah. He
The
links
Frieza clan links.
extremely well with every meta cooler and most of the Frieza units.
The only thing I wish he would have had, Fear and Faith and Shocking Speed would have been nice on him.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like they could have dropped Transform. I get he's a grade 8, but Super Baby 2 doesn't have Transform. He's a grade 8.
Interesting.
Yeah, he doesn't. So I feel like if anything, Transform and maybe even drop a Nightmare for like a bit more key. Like, you know?
Right. I could feel you. Yeah.
Because Fear and Faith is a link every Frieza clan has.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them. And Shocking Speed too, if they don't have Fear and Faith.
Right.
But anyhow, so we have a big cooler.
Yeah, big.
Then we
boy
have the
cooler.
story.
Then we have mini boy coolers. Yeah, so they revamped the old cooler story event. They made it a lot better. They revamp whenever they revamp a story event like this as well. You can get all the stones from it again. Which is
it
cool.
resets completely. Which is
so with this, all of the SR meta coolers, all the typing ones now Dokkan Awaken, and they're actually pretty good. They are now the best free-to-play team in the game.
Yeah, I will agree with that. The only issue is you have to rainbow them all with your own ores, but if you do, by Ginyu Force, you ain't need it.
Yeah.
Well, it's still fun to run, but
because you can run the LMN cooler lead.
Yeah, basically they all get 80% across the board on their specific team, which is running the Frieza family.
Mm-hmm.
Or the most malevolent clan.
That's such a missed opportunity. They could have called it most malevolent family in space, but whatever.
Yeah, but so they all get 80% attack and defense on their proper team, plus their unique effects, like one heals, one supports with ki, one supports with attack.
Right.
Really great. Then you have LR Meta Cooler, who's like a monster if you haven't rainbowed.
They're all pretty good. The physical one is definitely the best out of all of them.
I'd say the STR is a bit better because it gets 15% more attack.
I thought we were talking about it, and the physical one was the best. Well, either way, they're both really good. Yeah. Regardless, though, they're both really good.
AGL is definitely the weakest one.
Yeah.
Because it only gives 2.
They're worth farming up, though. I definitely say at least getting, 1 to SA10 and UR, not necessarily rainbowing them. I might do that, by the way. But regardless, though, definitely cool that this story got a revamp. It definitely needed it. A little bit more incentive, by the way, now to, I guess that didn't really change. That you know how you had to farm up, or not farm up, but defeat all those coolers to get that stone mission. That's still there.
Definitely a bit more incentive.
But yeah, there is definitely some more incentive with how good the event is now. The drops for the coolers are literally insane. They're great. The drops for the medals, not so much.
If you as long as you do normal, it can work.
Yeah, if you want to farm up every one though, every single one of those free-to-play meta coolers to rainbow, you're gonna need 500 medals.
So. And that's 3 per run. So let's do 500 divided by. Wait, no. Yeah, 500 divided by 3. You need 166 runs. So 167 times.
And keep in mind, you need a team that has all awakened Friezas, preferably both the LRs.
You need to use at least 1,336 stamina to get all the medals.
That ain't it, Chief.
That definitely ain't it.
That ain't it, Chief. But yeah, so that event got revamped, which is cool.
We have Prime Battle Vegeta.
So we did get a new Prime Battle LR, which is cool. Kind of surprising considering how recent the last Prime
Trunks
Battle was.
Pretty recent.
Trunks came. I mean, think about it. We had Goku first, and then Frieza came a decent amount of time later, and then
but now we only need a 5th one.
The next Prime Battle was what? Wasn't it Trunks?
Yeah, Trunks is the next one.
Yeah, which was a huge gap, and now we have Vegeta.
Now we only need a 5th because we have Tech, STR, AGL, and Int.
And honestly,
who will be the 5th is the question.
Yeah, right. But I honestly think that Goku could probably get an easy A, because I know that sounds weird, but he is kind of outdated these days.
Eventually, I feel like free-to-play LRs can get easy A's.
Because these guys, I feel like, they're in the current metagame, but he came out, think about that. He came out so long ago.
But
Like, he
he's
was
still
the
pretty
first
good.
LR.
If you have the tech Bardock,
True.
he'll still hit some pretty high numbers.
I know, but like I don't know. I feel like he could be better. But
Yeah.
either way, though, regardless though, new Prime Battle Vegeta, so that's cool. We did get
Yeah, it's a
another
new
very
story
interesting thing. Yeah, this Dragon Ball story event brought this new Goku. By the way, I mean you get some stones from it and cool stuff like that. Not really too much to say about the story event. Cool that they did do a Dragon Ball themed one. It's the
and eventually
fruit
this
punch
little boy,
rubies.
yeah, this little boy eventually is going to become an LR.
Yes.
And people have pointed out that since he's not on Pure Saiyan, so we could get the Turtle Skull LR in some sort of way.
Yes, possibly.
Which
He does
will
not
be nice.
awaken to LR yet.
He goes up to SSR.
Right, exactly.
So part 2 of this event will bring us TUR. We don't know if it's going to be the same movie or a different like thing. Like this could be like a Kid Goku LR that represents all of Dragon Ball, which would be cool. I'd love that. But yeah, so we'll need to wait on that.
Yeah, we'll see where that goes. Hopefully we get that soon because I know a lot of people are excited about that.
Would be nice, yeah.
Me. I've already
definitely if you haven't already, rainbow him, get another one to SA10 for that.
All the works.
Yeah.
Next up, Battlefield got a revamp, and we're not talking about the usual revamp where they just changed the typing. We got new bosses. This is something to talk about here. A lot of people are conflicted about this. You already saw my video on. I did a video covering all the changes on it. I love this new update personally. I think it's really cool. In my opinion, I feel like everything that they added definitely shows that they're putting in more effort into making this a little bit more of a unique event.
I can't make my own opinion yet of this because my JP is nowhere near built up enough to take on Battlefield proper.
Right.
But when this comes to global, I'll have my own opinion. But from what I see right now, it is kind of dumb that the Gohan can basically one-shot you if you get unlucky with the first attack.
That is dumb.
Because... then Kid Buu, if you get bad RNG, it could be like a Rudiger.
And that's it. The Gohan's RNG too.
Yeah, and then there's the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan.
Right.
Yeah, he has the the character lock-in shenanigans.
Character lock. Yeah. What were you trying to say?
The actual name of the skill, like corrosion or some
corrosion.
Stuff.
Yeah, that's the right word. I think so. Anyway, character lock is the point.
Yeah.
Regardless, though, I mean, I will agree.
19 with that stupid.
Key stealing memes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But
then I think it was cooler can super twice like the Broly.
The RNG, I would say, though, is definitely probably the part that I can see where people's complaints are coming from. I can definitely agree with that. But for the most part, I'd safely say that it's pretty good, the update.
But, people have to remember, you need a really strong box to take on stuff like this and Super Battle Road.
That is true.
But if you can build, a good team for each event, if you can literally counter team the character, you can do it.
Right. I definitely feel like a lot of people do forget that, some of these modes aren't necessarily for...
Yeah, these are, end game modes.
Right. These aren't for starter accounts or, accounts that have been playing for a couple of months. And, that's obviously not meant to offend newer players or anything like that. That's, it's just end game content for people who've been playing the game forever. Yeah. So, heck, I hit my... I posted the video about getting the Hercule. I hit my 777th day on JP, and I've been playing Dokkan for longer than that. I just got rid of my original global. By next year, I'll been playing Dokkan for 1,000 days.
I'm almost at my 100-day mark on global.
Yeah.
Oof.
So
halfway there.
Halfway there. But regardless, though, we gotta remember that these are endgame modes. But either way, though, I like the new Battlefield update.
Now, we have the Easy A banner for our boy Easy A Beerus.
Which Beerus got an Easy A. Tech Beerus, in fact.
Beerus got whack.
Yes, Tech Beerus got really good.
You want to talk about him real quick?
Sure, go for it.
Let me get on the wiki again.
I don't know if I have him pulled up, so beat me to it while I talk about. As well, besides Tech Beerus, Int Cell also got an Easy A.
We should go over him too.
Yes, we will. And they did the meme where, just like with AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku's event, they had it where you can get the medals again for the STR one.
Yeah.
It's the same thing where on the Tech Cell EZA, you can go back through and get the medals for the Int one, which is really cool. There was no, interestingly enough, I mean, I guess they kind of just combined the banners because the Tech Beerus banner was just Kid Buu,
Like,
Beerus, and Cell.
let's be real. They would not put UI Goku on this banner because he is weak to Realm of Gods.
True.
They would not put UI Goku on that banner.
True. Speaking of Realm of Gods, that banner as well did come with this EZA, which I thought was kind of interesting. Another one of those category type banners. It was all right. It was cool that they featured the West Supreme Kai again.
Yeah,
I was
definitely
actually
agree.
able to pick her up, which I don't think I've shared yet, but I did end up getting her in my last multi.
I did 2 multis and I got 2 Itsumasus.
Oof. That's rough.
Dude, it feels bad, man.
Feels bad, man, indeed.
And then we got the Dokkan events are here daily for those guys.
Right.
Then you have the pudding event.
Yay, Puddin. And then the Battle of Gods
Puddin.
came back. You got
Battle of
those
Gods, yeah.
you got those EZAs pulled up?
Yes, I do. So, Beerus, let's go over. You want to go over later skill?
Go for. I don't have it pulled up, so you can go ahead. I don't know.
Let
where
me
it went.
here. Hold up. Let me send it to you.
If you want to, go for it. They are very good though.
I'll
Tech
send it.
Beerus
Don't worry.
got insane.
Tech Beerus got busted.
Yeah, he
honestly.
definitely got busted.
All right, so you go over the leader skill, and I'll talk about the passive.
Sure. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah.
Tech Key +3 HP and attack and defense +90%. Straight up power crep, my man. LR Rose.
Yeah.
This is such
And
a
remember,
weird
he
buff.
used
though.
to be tech type attack plus 80%, and now
Right.
he's all this.
So like, I don't think we've seen a buff that significant in a very long time.
And he went from supreme up to immense, level 15 immense with greatly lowering defense, so that's pretty nice.
Whack.
And then his passive, oh goodness, his passive. 80% attack and defense as opposed to 60, just attack at start of turn, plus 40% more after being attacked for 4 turns. And then he rages when HP is 40% or below up to 2 times. So, and his rage actually got updated too, which is pretty wild.
He's good now. He's really
So,
good now.
and here's another fact. So, y'all should have known with when we talk about cooler, additional attack plus 40% after 4 turns after receiving an attack is calculated separately for a total boost of 152%. Easy A stats,
Whack.
level 15 SA, immense damage, 150% at start turn.
He's good.
He's busted.
Yeah, he's really good.
And then his rage. So, essentially with rage, how it worked is 1 to 7 key you got the power flick, 8 to 11 you got the cataclysmic orb, and then 12 key was the God of Destruction's edict. The first super now does supreme instead of extreme. The second super greatly raises attack for 1 turn and causes supreme instead of just regular supreme. And then the third super used to cause immense damage with a high chance to stun, and now it just does immense damage with a guaranteed chance to stun.
So stupid.
Why? To make this man so busted.
Why not? I just realized
So-
you should run him on Realm of Gods with Jiren.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
So here's the thing. The funny thing though is if you get an additional during the rage mechanic, you're getting a 1 key super, my guy.
Oh.
Because it
I
goes
didn't
all the
even
way to the
realize
lowest
that.
key you need, which in this case is 1.
Huh.
Same thing with Rage Vegeta. It's funny.
That's
It's so
interesting.
stupid.
I
Alright,
love
so
how
then we
too they
got-
list his passive skill on the wiki as a rage mode.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Then we got the Easy A Cell, who
Yes, incel.
probably got a bigger buff than Beerus in retrospect.
Except for the
Beerus
leader
was still,
skill.
like-
Well, his leader
Beerus was
skill
still
did get buffed.
usable.
All
Like he was
types.
still kind of usable. But yeah, you got it.
Sorry, I'm interrupting you the whole time. I'm just excited. I'm sorry.
Okay, go ahead. I'm
Oh,
excited too.
all types. Q +2, HP attack and defense plus 50%. So he's a decent rainbow lead. Obviously, the 2 key kind of wah, but like,
Yeah,
Banda, you totally could have gave him 3, but it's fine.
I know, right?
But nonetheless, though, you could definitely use him as a sub leader on Dokkan
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Battlefield if you needed him.
So his supreme damage now becomes greatly raised attack and cause supreme damage. So he still keeps supreme, but it's level 15. So it's essentially better than just standard immense, but not by much.
I reign supreme.
Yep. But he has greatly raising attack, and that's a Kaioken mechanic up in here. It's not for 1 turn. So
Good memes.
nice. And then his passive, attack and defense 4% at the start of turn became 90% at the start of turn. And recovers 20% HP when HP is 30% or below. Whack.
Why? Why? Why
They
this? I
made
mean,
him
it's good, but
high key. SDR Cell is the worst perfect cell now.
that's so weird
Like,
because he's a Dokkan Fest.
Incel is better because not only does he have a greatly raised attack every turn when he supers, he has comparable stats, he tanks a lot better, and he does healing essentially.
He's a Dokkan Fest unit. Why?
And it's perfect cell. The meme lord himself is better now.
How? How did this happen? How did we get to this timeline?
Whack.
Oh my
All
gosh.
right, so
The last
that
piece of JP news. We do have one more thing. I forgot to
Yeah.
mention it in there.
Oh?
The Secret of the Dragon Balls category also got added.
Yeah, that
Goofy category, yeah.
thing.
So the category leader for that category is that Goku that's going
Yeah.
to turn into an LR.
Expect 3 keys, 70%, maybe
Yeah.
90 if you're lucky.
Probably.
Or 100, who knows?
The category though is odd because it's every character who has sought out the Dragon Balls.
Yeah, which
So-
include units like Frieza, Zamasu,
Ginyu,
and
Tao Pai Pai.
Staff Officer Black. It's
Vegeta, Bulma, Hoi, Champa. Champa's on a category now, by the way.
Hey, let's get it. I mean, he was on Ramagaz, wasn't
I guess, but like, who can use him on Omicast? Like,
Who uses
when you can use
Champa?
him on this team.
he?
AGL
Alright.
Krillin's on this category. Sorbet's on this category. The mech of Mai and Pilaf and Dog Boy that I don't remember his name
Dog Boy.
are are all on this
Yeah.
category. Tagoma that has a category, my boy.
Yup.
So
Alright.
Lord Slug too. Sorry, I'm just listing off what I
Yeah.
see, but like
Let's look.
it's an interesting category. It's definitely
stupid.
more of a meme category. You know, like how Namekian doesn't really have a proper category.
One day.
Monday, but this definitely seems like one of those. So I don't know. We'll see how this ends up.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
Alright,
had to
so-
cough while you were drinking water. We both
It's
goofed there.
Awkward silence. Alright, so all the JP news aside, we spent probably a bit too much time on that, but oh well,
It's
who
aight.
cares?
It's all good.
So we have the global time now. Starting with the Bulma's battle prep was here. Like a week ago.
Yeah,
Still here, but 2 places event, but it's here, preparing for the world tour event.
why?
Exactly. Then we got the Bardock story revamp.
Which is good. JP got that.
Oh, it was great. So the R Bardock now drops as an SR. And the SR Bardock essentially becomes a grade 8 Bardock. Who he's not that good, but he's an SSR. He's used to farm up the tech one.
Mm-hmm.
He's an SSR.
That's weird, but yes, you're right. I didn't even think about that really.
I know, right?
I guess, yeah.
So he can get better. He can become a TUR one day. Get a good boost to his passive. But we got awakenings for Tora, Shigesh, and Borgos.
Which is nice.
Tora became a high tier optimal support unit. Shigesh is Shigesh,
Yeah.
and Borgos is a nuker.
Yay!
We-
Taurus is
And then
definitely the best.
Yeah, Tora's the best one. And then Global got hit with that maintenance announcement.
Tasty.
And then once that maintenance went away and we got back into the game, we got some interesting cards to talk about. Let's just say that. Well, So the Slug event actually just recently got confirmed. That's another thing. I'm a bit all over the place, but y'all bear with me. So Slug event is here, and along with Slug is the farmable tech one, the STR Kaioken Goku, not false Super Saiyan. Quiet you. And the Wings of Wonder Gohan,
Yay.
the best boy with the best organ.
hmm
Along with those comes LR Bardock,
Which is cool.
the
And
worst
odd,
LR. Don't
though.
sum for him.
Hey, Fight me. Odd,
and
though,
Lord Slug if you're the one.
that he didn't get his own banner. He was on a Rising Dragon Carnival first, and JP got him on his own banner.
No, he's not out yet.
He's not? Oh, well then.
No,
Don't
boy.
listen to me. I thought he was. Who told
No,
you
he's
that?
not out yet. I don't know, but no, he's
Okay,
not
well,
out yet.
I'm blaming you.
The day this podcast probably goes up, he'll be out. But either way,
Not watch,
So
they'll
we
add
have-
him to the Rising Dragon Carnival and prove me right. And then he won't get his own banner.
yeah, all right. So then we have the Macho Vegeta and S tier Goku are being added the 16th with the battlefield reset.
They're alright.
And then there's one card we'll talk about a little bit after. We'll save it for the end of the global news. So the items at the Baba Shop got updated, and for whatever reason, they are letting you buy 3 extra Vegetos that awaken into Vegeto Blue for 77, 1,000, and 1,500 Baba gems respectively. Why? I'm not entirely sure.
I
Because you
don't know
can't
either,
get
to be
Portara
honest
medals
with
to even awaken them to TOR, so meh.
you. Yeah,
We
weird.
have the double rates banner.
Did that ever
It's
happen on
usual.
JP?
I'm pretty sure.
The like
Yeah,
the,
this was.
them
Hmm?
getting added with those incredible gems?
No, that did not happen yet. That's a global thing right now. So we have the Rising Dragon that came with the potential update for Great Apes and stuff. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this came with the Great Ape stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So good some for LRs if they want to. The Bardock event officially came out on global, along with the pudding event for Vegeta farming.
Yay, pudding.
Yeah, that's how that works. And then the 23rd World Tournament rolls around. And this is a weird one because we got the Feet Kamehameha Awakening along with the STR Giant Piccolo Awakening. But not only that, we got the Awakening for the Tech Super Saiyan 2 Gohan.
He is amazing, by the way. Great tech
Yeah,
support unit.
he's amazing. But this came out way sooner than it should have.
Yeah.
I mean, not I'm mad, but it's just a little weird. But yeah, so and we did now on global get the banner split. So your guaranteed SSR tickets can now be used on a World Tournament banner or a unfeatured banner.
That is
Which-
a very good change. I was really happy when they made that.
Which right now, it's funny. Oh, there's a good thing to mention. Android 21 and the Final Form STR Frieza are not on the general banner, which is weird. Interesting.
Although they did just leave.
True. They'll probably be added next run. So.
Yeah, probably.
And there's one other thing I want to say. Well, yeah, the Dragon Ball Saga summon tickets got changed to World Tournament summons.
Right, that got a
So-
change on JP, but that was
Yeah,
just
it's
sort of,
weird.
it was like more general, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you want to talk about that Goku and Vegeta real quick? Just run through 'em?
Wait, they mean the Goku and Piccolo?
No. The Goku and Vegeta from Battlefield that Global got.
Oh, sure.
I haven't pulled up. I'll just go through them real quick. It's okay.
Sure, yeah. Nothing
Um,
that special.
They're
Go ahead.
yeah. I just kind of want to talk about them because they're definitely something that I would say you should kind of hold off until you've completed LR Metacooler and then Ginyu and then Ginyu.
Yeah, these are very low priorities. Like, they're
Right.
good, but
Yes, they're good. Passive for
Uh,
Goku,
it's-
defense plus
yeah, the
30%.
Goku's better.
Yeah, with each attack performed up to 90%, attack plus 30% with each attack received up to 120. Kind of interesting.
Right, this is basically a free card with 120% attack up, which isn't bad.
Right, which is nice. And then it's
Very
just the
for battle,
reverse
Golden
for
Warrior,
Majin
Super
Vegeta.
Saiyan. Very nice.
Yeah, but it's just the reverse for Majin Vegeta. And then he's
Vegeta's
got-
definitely a lot worse because he has no per battle.
He only
He
has
has the Majin.
Oh, wait, okay, I was reading that wrong. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, he has over in a flash. No prepare for battle, sadly, but he's still a good unit.
Yeah, he's good.
So,
But they're
we'll talk
definitely
about-
low on the priority list.
So before we get into the last hidden unit I want to talk about, y'all probably already know, but we have remember the Tanabata campaign that happened on JP?
Mm,
Well, Global's getting that stuff, and it's called the Big Thank You campaign. Because remember how the last thank you campaign went?
we're not gonna say the name because we'll get demonetized.
Yup. The Kek You campaign is what we'll call it. So, not only do we have all the Tanabata missions basically on Global, which give a nice 72 stones.
Wow, that's actually really generous.
Yeah, very, very nice, very nice. 72 stones from missions,
Good meme.
not even from the login.
Mhm.
So we have that. We have the Parunga, the one-time Parungas coming out.
Right, because
So,
JP got that
yeah,
again.
so Yeah, so we're gonna get a Purga Wish. We're probably gonna be, well, essentially how it always works: get guys, get potential orbs, and then the last one you're gonna want to get is the Tanabata wish strip replacement, the thank you celebration, the Dokkan thank you celebration gift card.
Not a real gift card.
I'm
A
not even joking.
in-game
It's actually,
gift card.
the thank you celebration gift card,
Yep.
which is basically used for the 77 characters you can get. So you can get 7 of them. You get I think it was 2 from login, 3 from missions, and 2 from a Purunga Wish.
Something like that, yeah.
Pretty sure. Either way.
You got them all for free regardless.
Yeah, so there's that, and now the last piece of global news.
Oh, real quick before you go over that, we did
Yeah.
make a video on that when that came out on JP. So if you want to go check it out, if I
True.
remember, I'll leave a link in the description. But
I'll
it's
remind
going
him, don't
over all the characters. Thank you. It's going over all the characters that you could pick with those gift cards, and what you should pick, what you should not, what you should prioritize, all that kind of stuff. Definitely go check it out. Anyhow,
I'll change on your box, but anyhow, let us get into the new best unit in Dokkan. Objectively, no ifs, ands, or buts. We have the Lord and Savior Monaka. Totally
it's
not
not
Beerus'
actually
costume.
Monaka.
Totally not just Beerus. But yeah, we have a TUR Monaka and Beerus' costume. Hold up. That's not what happened.
Oh, that was not
Here's
good.
Monaka's costume, who is a mini representative of Universe 7 lead. Yes, he's on the category.
What? I know. It's
3 key and 50% to stats. His super attack is pretty memey. If you haven't seen the news video me and Theo did on it, go watch that. Get out here and go watch that. Then come back.
No. Don't do that.
Too bad.
Oh my gosh.
So, you want to actually go over him while I search something up real quick?
Sure. So, this guy is free to play. He is coming with a event that we actually don't know yet, which is kind of weird. But
it's going to be a story event. I know that much.
Right. It's going to be a story event. He is going to be free to play. He is a UR. He does Dokkan Awaken, which is cool.
It's a TUR.
TUR, right. Well, yeah. But anyhow, let me pull him up here real quick because I actually did not have him pulled up. He's still in the schedule, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Interestingly enough, they put him in the schedule. He's Fizz, by the way. I don't know if we mentioned that.
Oh yeah.
Regardless, though, like Kayvon said, mini Universe 7 category lead. He's 50%, key +3, all that shenanigans. Super attack, God of Destruction's Lie, causes supreme damage to the enemy while sacrificing 7% HP. It really be like that sometimes.
Well, now you'll think that's a bad thing, but get into his passive and the fact that you'll run him on Realm of Gods, and you know who wants to be below 50%.
Mm-hmm. Passive, restricted battle. I like that little nod to the episode.
Yeah.
Attack plus 77% for 4 turns. After receiving an attack raises by up to 77%. The less HP remaining, the greater the stat boost.
Now, y'all thinking this isn't anything like... Here's where you're wrong. So, going over to the details part on the wiki, he gets a 0% boost at full HP. Boo, that sucks, but what's it called? As his HP lowers, by every 10% he loses, he gains 7.7% attack. But if he gets hit, that 77.7 attack becomes 13.63% per 10 HP lost. So if you're below 10% HP, unrealistic, I know, but it could happen. This man is getting a 213.3% attack boost. That's higher than LR Beerus.
Excuse me, my boy?
That's higher than LR Beerus.
You want to run that by me one more time?
Monaka Beerus is greater than LR Beerus.
And not only that, he's also links great with LR Beerus as well, which is kind of funny.
Like Golly Power, Prodigy, Shocking Speed, Connoisseur, good links. And you can link with other Beeruses too, so you don't need LR Beerus anymore to use other Beeruses.
Can we talk about how a free-to-play unit just power crept a summonable LR?
Yep. But here's the thing though, so if you're saying like, oh, you're never going to be below 10 HP realistically, even at like 70 to 50, you're still looking at 150% attack up.
Yeah.
Like if
He's
you
still good.
like D3 made a video. Shout out to the man. He made a video on this Monaka. That man with no support. Granted, he was like at 30% HP. He cracked a 1.5 million attack stat and hit HEF for like 2 million on a crit.
I need
That's
to
a free
rainbow this
unit.
man's stat.
This isn't on JP yet, but it's coming. But
yeah, so
everybody
it
rainbow
will
this man.
probably come
Like,
to
no
JP.
ifs, ands, or buts. Rainbow him.
Yeah,
He's amazing. I
100%.
love him. I don't even have UI Goku, and I'm gonna rainbow him.
But he has
But yeah,
not
that
come
is-
to JP yet, so probably will.
But that is most of the Gold One news covered. If I missed something, we'll put it in the description or something.
Yes, there is.
No, I think. What? Go ahead.
There is one thing we missed for JP that'll actually tie into our topic for today. If you're good with your global news.
Oh, let's see.
You good?
What's news?
The weekend ticket.
Oh, right.
Yes. So we'll talk about it a little bit here because obviously it's Dokkan related news, but it will tie into our topic for today since we're running a little bit over on news time, but that's okay. We wanted to go in depth a little bit.
Yeah, it might be a little longer episode. We know you guys all. You guys love us. We know that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I love you too. Anyway, weekend
I love
tickets.
you, Ningen.
Stop. Oh my gosh. The weekend tickets are now a thing on JP. They'll come to global eventually. But JP now has this thing where you can get 5 tickets from missions every weekend and 5 tickets from login for logging in over the whole weekend.
But I think for now this is not permanent.
It is not.
But
It's only going to be here for 3 weeks.
But yeah, it can very well become permanent. And there's a very good reason why it might become permanent. Looking over to another gacha game.
Right. This thing, though, how it works for the time being while it's here is basically you get the tickets. It's 5 tickets for a multi-summon. You get 5 characters or 1 for a single. Doesn't really matter what you do. It's not guaranteed or anything like that. Singles are finally alive again. There you go, all you single fans out there. But basically, it's the entire unfeatured pool along with the OG 90% LRs. Not the new ones, unfortunately, but usually when they do tickets and LRs are on them, they usually do the OG 90%. Makes sense. You know, they can't kind of devalue their own, you know, monopoly properties that much, right?
Yeah.
But regardless, though, still very cool that you can get an LR literally for free just by logging in and playing the game. I got some pretty decent cards on I believe my second multi, or my first multi.
I got nothing.
Oof. Nonetheless, though, you know, it's not guaranteed or anything, but it's nice of Bandai to give you literally like a free multi-summon every weekend out of the well, not every weekend.
Let's hope.
Let's hope.
Let's hope this becomes permanent.
Because right now it is not. It's only here for a couple. But yes,
And then
so
when it comes global, that's gonna be fun.
yes, oh yes. But why we're thinking it might become permanent kind of ties into what we're going to talk about after our commercial break. So stick
we
around.
need to rest our voice for a little bit.
Yes, for a minute here. We're going to take a little water break. But yes, we're going to be back after the commercial break. And we're back. We hope you enjoyed that commercial, whatever it was.
You better watch them.
Hopefully it wasn't a TikTok. And,
Y'all better watch it. I'm watching it.
is that going to be your podcast meme?
Yes.
Y'all better watch the ad.
Y'all better support the boy.
Thank
Get
you.
that money.
Kayvon will get a cut of this, by the way. He doesn't know that yet. Anyway,
Ooh. Hello.
regardless, though, our topic for today, I mean, you kind of, I don't know why we, like, allude to it. We did that in the first episode, too. It's been on the screen for the whole episode. Why do we, like, allude to it, not actually say what it is? I don't know. It's just more fun that way. Regardless, though, the reason why we were talking about the weekend tickets might inevitably be permanent is because of our topic today, how Dragon Ball Legends is good for Dokkan.
Yep.
Now, we'll kind of get into the weekend ticket thing a little bit later because we have some thoughts that we kind of want to throw out before we get into that sort of thing, but don't worry, we will get there. It does relate to the summons that Legends give, specifically daily. But regardless, though, we're kind of going to present our points why Legends is good for Dokkan, because I know a lot of people when Legends first came out was like, oh, Dokkan's gonna get game ended, right?
Wadi-dan.
Literally, literally, yeah, Wadi Don, literally gonna get
This game will be your limit.
Yeah. But regardless, though, that didn't happen, obviously, because both games are living in harmony.
If anything, Legends is falling a bit like
Legends is,
Ike.
say that again?
Legends is the one falling behind a bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, kinda. I don't know if I'd say that, but
I mean, with your luck, I know how you feel.
well, we're not gonna talk about that. I did. I got that hard memed by Legends. I went like, I had like what 4 dead multis on that banner.
I love all R's and then
No,
one S.
5 I think. My
Yeah.
second multi I think was PyCon, and then like I did another multi and it was like Garbo, and then I did the daily single and it was Super Vegeta, and then I did like 3 more and they were all trash, and then I think the last one, which is the most recent one I did, I got 2 Vegetas, which is nice. But regardless though,
Yeah.
so Legends coming out was a good thing for Dokkan because before Legends, Dokkan didn't really have any competition, or at least direct competition in terms
Now,
of gacha.
I'll say this. People will probably, when you hear that say, they're probably going to be like, oh, they're both made by Bandai. Not necessarily. They're both published by Bandai, yes, but Legends is made by Bandai proper, which we searched up, actually.
Right.
And Dokkan, we all know, is made by Akatsuki.
Right.
So even though it's being profit for the same company, there is a bit of competition where like, hey, like we want to get these sales and stuff like that.
Of course, because the teams are obviously different, right? Behind them. And what I mean by that too is that like Dokkan really never had direct competition. Like, sure, you can name me off a billion gacha games. I have like like 10 gacha games on my phone right now, right? I trust me, I've been around the block in terms of gacha games. I know there's a lot out there, but both of us have.
Yeah.
But
when you play as many gacha games as we have, Dokkan doesn't seem that bad.
No. But in terms of Dragon Ball, there wasn't really a direct competitor. Sure, there's other games that had Dragon Ball in them, right? Like Ore Collection has some Dragon Ball characters. Oof game.
Oof game indeed.
The oh my gosh, Jumpooty Heroes has some Dragon Ball content in it, right? Couple other gacha games, sure, have their Dragon Ball stuff here and there, but they're not pure Dragon Ball games. And I will definitely say, out of like some of the most popular anime, like obviously One Piece is really popular, like Bleach, stuff like that, Naruto. I would definitely say that Dragon Ball is, and I think by the numbers, Dragon Ball is the most popular. I know obviously One Piece is the best-selling manga of all time, also partially because my man's still making manga today. That manga is like insane. But
honestly,
I believe
Chapter
it is
901.
Yeah, something like that. I believe it is the most popular.
I'm actually check that well.
Yeah, go for it. I believe it is the most popular, like out of the, sort of like shonen anime. And even if it's not, regardless though, it's still very popular, like extremely popular. But there's never been a direct competitor in terms of a Dragon Ball game. And then Legends came along and said, hey there, we got some golden haired dudes too. What's up, G? So they never really had competition like that before until Legends.
Also, sorry to interrupt you, but One Piece is 924 chapters out.
Gosh, that's ridiculous. 1,000 day One Piece chapter card in the One Piece Treasure Cruise when. But regardless, though, Legends came along and Dokkan was like, "Whoa, hey there, welcome to EB Game." No, I'm kidding. They were like,
no, we had to do it.
They were like, oh, this game could actually, give us a little bit of competition. We've never had anyone who actually, kind of not challenged us, but sort of, took people's attention
the
away.
only one to challenge Bandai
is
Bandai.
Bandai. No one really had, a game that would take your attention away from Dokkan, because Dokkan was the only Dragon Ball gacha game out at the time.
Pretty much, yeah.
So
we have stuff like, what is it, Buchigiri match or whatever?
Right, but that's I believe
browser-based.
Buchigiri is a mobile browser game.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people, at least, like English speaking audiences, don't necessarily play it. There's also, what was that other game that came out on PC?
I have no idea.
Something there was another Dragon Ball game that came out. I think it was on like PC browser or something recently. The name of it is on the tip of my tongue. I'm sure I'll remember after we're done filming. But regardless, could you Google that for me real quick, just to see if you can look it up? Just look up like PC browser recent Dragon Ball game or something like that. Regardless, though, the competition caused a lot of things to happen because up until that point, there were a lot of quality of life things.
Dragon Ball Z X Keepers?
Yes, Keepers. That's what I was thinking of. Thank you. I believe Keepers is it's a mobile browser game. I don't know much about it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Regardless, though,
Cross Keepers.
Cross Keepers. That and Buchigiri Match, though, did come out either around or after Legends. So, regardless, though, Dokkan was like, the big head honcho. And Dokkan had a lot of issues that definitely could have been fixed a long time ago. Me and you can name off tons of those, right? Just throw some out there. Friend system,
Dead multis.
Potential system memes.
What was another one?
Like
friend system.
Friend list. The fact that they expanded it, so all
the
of these
friend
changes,
leaders, that's a good one that they changed.
This was something that I guess people didn't really think of, but the last deck thing was very helpful.
Oh yeah, now you don't even need to have a Pepe Gala World Tournament team for the dailies.
Right, it's just set up for you.
You just need the last team. It's amazing.
So a lot of these changes, were things that and even just it kind of seems like they're trying to make the events a little bit more balanced now, or at least I think so. That could be up to interpretation, or not interpretation, up to debate. There we go. That's what I was looking for. The word I was looking for. That could be up to debate, I suppose, but I don't know. My opinion, anyway. It's our podcast, so we can share our opinions. But, however, all of those things hadn't happened until now. So, Dokkan, the developers, I guess we're looking at Akatsuki here, definitely realized, hey, our game can be improved to make it more appealing than Legends. And a lot of the things that could make our game more appealing are already basically in the game. We just have to make them better. So that's what they did, right? They updated the friend system, so now you can set your friend leader, which is amazing. They added more friend space, right? We talked about the last deck thing a little bit.
Yeah.
They added the potential system thing with where they glow blue. Right. If you have dupes, which is nice.
And you also see it on the character page if you scroll down to their links,
which is nice too. We have the Great Apes.
Even on the friend page now.
Yeah, the Great Apes also get potential system buffs when they transform now.
Now, if only they had I will be honest here. I wish Great Ape units had their own special kind of passives.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Give them key. Obviously, you don't want to give a Great Ape a percent boost.
Right. No.
When you have 35,000 attack.
Yeah.
You don't want a percent boost on that.
Not necessarily.
But maybe some key, maybe a gimmick, have a Great Ape have a high chance for additional super or a high chance for a crit.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. We
high
also
chance to dodge, even though it's pointless.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dodge names.
They give that to Shugash. But. You could do what was the other thing? Oh, the other thing they updated was the little symbols, right? when you got stunned.
Yeah, now you could see it's easier to see if somebody gets stunned, somebody gets their attack boosted or lowered.
Right. So a lot of those things were definitely things that were already in the game that just kind of needed to be updated and better implemented into Dokkan.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of the community kind of just agrees that it never really had the push to do so because there was no reason for them to. Because the game, they felt at least, they could just keep making money.
A bunch of Dokkan YouTubers tried to go to Bandai saying hey, this is what we want.
Yeah, Rhyme even, Rhyme was even at the thing for, I don't remember what game it was. It might have been Xenoverse 2, but he walked from the thing that he was at to the Dokkan offices and handed them a list of stuff and said, hey, this would be some great improvements you can make to the game. And they basically just spat in his face. Not literally, obviously.
Yeah.
They didn't do it. Now, a lot of that stuff is in the game now because of all this, but
Yeah.
they never really had a motivation to update any of this stuff because, they didn't have any competition and they could just keep, bringing in the cash money, right?
Yeah.
So with the addition of Legends, they're like, oh, hey, we have to make our game more appealing and, like make it superior to this competition that we have now. So they finally did all that stuff, which is great. So that's partially why it's good. As well, there's some other things too. The summon animations. I know you kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit, so I'll let you take this part.
So we all know when Legends first came out, those summon animations were
Whack.
very whack. Like even recently, me and Theo discovered an animation where even before anything begins, Vegeta's just there in Super Saiyan saying "Goku." Just stay there for a second, and goes to mollywop Frieza, like in no time flat.
Yeah, just
And that's a guaranteed sparking for no reason.
decks him. Like not the one where he shows up after Goku's about to lose.
Yeah, like not the one where he shows up to help Goku when he's about to lose. Vegeta just takes over the summon.
Yeah, it's
Just
great.
literally, what he does Frieza.
Yes,
Game ends him. He's gone.
I love it.
Out of this house.
Out of this house. Out of this house. But yeah.
So that was Legends has really wacky animations, and then Dokkan update comes on JP, and Dokkan animations get updated. So we have like a whole, instead of like pods now and like only Super Saiyan 1, 2, and 3, now we have a whole squad can roll up, like a bunch of Dragon Ball characters can fly with Goku. If you have like a range of characters and needs a guaranteed unit or a guaranteed featured unit,
Sometimes guaranteed LR.
yeah, like if you have Vegeta fly, they could become Vegito. Super Vegito can be either guaranteed LR on non-featured on non-Dokkan Fest banners or a guaranteed Dokkan Fest, and Vegito Blue is just guaranteed LR.
Mm-hmm. So
And then you have Super Saiyan God, where it could be
yeah.
Sasars, and nobody likes that animation. Then we have the unused blue.
I mean,
blue
everybody likes that animation, but us. That's what
Exactly,
you should actually be saying.
No, but then there's the blue Kaioken animation that we don't know what it does yet. Like it's just there,
Mm-hmm.
so there's still some mystery.
LR.
yeah, like- Yup.
Yep.
Hey, what if it means like 3 LRs and 1 multi?
Dude, like double L. Yo, double LR multi. You might be on
Yup.
something there.
Bruh. No, but like, so it feels kind of obvious that Legends with how complicated it was. It rubbed off on Dokkan a bit, I feel. Like they definitely saw Legends of Summons and they're like, let's try and put a bit more effort into this instead of having just Goku yell at a meteorite.
And they definitely too. I know a couple people even before Legends came out.
All we can say though is Rip Shenron animation.
Yes, Rip Shinran.
Never to be seen again.
Yeah, but I know a lot of people were talking about too how they almost felt like Dokkan animations were outdated. Before Legends even was like, before we even saw the summoning animations, they were like, oh, because like, it's just like these animations just are just, I don't know, just kind of outdated at this point.
Yeah.
Especially too when we got the GSSR on JP, which that also, I don't think that is necessarily from Legends. I would not attribute
Oh,
that
no,
to
that
Legends
was
personally.
That's just something that needs to be in this game for a while.
100%. But regardless, the guaranteed SSR thing happened, and then we still had those old animations for a little bit, and people were like, "What? But we know we're gonna get an SSR, so like,
Yeah.
what's the point, right?" And then they made these new animations. It's like, okay, well, this actually matters now. So, that definitely, like you said, it definitely rubbed off on them, and they're like, hey, we need to update this stat. So I love the new animations personally. I think you like them too, right?
Oh yeah, same.
Yeah, they're very good. And two, thank you for bringing up the whole Kaioken thing. We don't even know what that does yet. The Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken animation, that got data mined when the new animations came out. Still hasn't been used yet, so we'll, I'm sure, find out what that does someday, unless they just never use it, which could be a possibility.
It could be.
But that definitely rubbed off on them. So that was another thing that like Legends kind of attributed to making Dokkan a little bit better, which is awesome. And we're going to talk about now what we kind of led into this with, which was the weekend tickets. So if you're not too familiar with Legends, Legends has this thing where daily on every banner that's available at the time, the chrono crystals are, by the way, the currency instead of dragon stones.
Yeah.
If you're not aware, I'm just explaining. I know most people on this channel probably know, but just in case.
Yeah, better to be safe than sorry.
Right. On every banner that you can use chrono crystals on, because there are some ticket banners that Legends has, which we can also talk about that too. There is a daily discount where, because normally a single summon is 100 chrono crystals, because you have to understand, like, you know, you're like, wait, what? That's like 2 multis on Dokkan. 1,000 chrono crystals is a multi on Legends, and 100 is a single, while obviously Dokkan is 50 and 5, respectively. So instead of doing 100 for a single, every day they give you the ability to do a single summon on every, including, like, you know, what are the equivalent of Dokkan Fest banners, for 20 chrono crystals, which is a 8th, right? Am I doing the math right? Or 20th? You know what I mean. 20 out of 10. That fraction.
Yep.
I'm bad at math. Of the cost, right? Which is an amazing deal. Like, I do it daily. Like, on the banners that I, you know, want to pull something on, I do that daily. Yeah. And not to mention, Legends has been absolutely, well, I can't say that, I guess, my normal phrase, because monetization, but they've been oofing it, sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they've been doing really good lately with tickets. I know Kayvon he doesn't play Legends because his computer can't handle, unfortunately. But
Yeah, right.
I know you were surprised when I was like, yeah, you literally get a ticket every day just for doing all the daily missions.
Yeah.
You get a free summon on the either they've been doing it where they've been like done a couple of different things with the tickets. They've done either the I think it's the Masters Pack is what they call the banner. It's just like a bunch of like sparking units all in one banner. They have that as a ticket that you can do, and it's just like a single summon on that, or you can save it up for a multi. They have a silver ticket, which you can use on a banner that you can only use tickets on that is the same as the newest Dokkan Fest equivalent banner. And you can either do a single on that, or you can save up 7 and get a guaranteed sparking, which is very cool. I didn't know if you knew that already, but
That's cool.
So that's awesome, right? And that's all stuff that you get those tickets by, you know, just playing the game daily. And, you know, like the Chrono Crystal thing just happens, right? It just happens at the daily reset.
Yeah.
So obviously that is one thing that I know a lot of people have been talking about with Dokkan. Hey, maybe Dokkan should get some kind of daily discounted summon, right? You know, like, I do think that 1 stone for a single would kind of be unreasonable. And from Bandai standpoint, at least, right? Like, they would make, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how that would work necessarily. You know, maybe they could do like, you know, like 45 stones for a multi a day, but that would still be kind of defeat the purpose, I guess, because you're encouraging people to do, you know, like little summons every day, right? Because then too, the other thing is, as you know, Jenner said, it is a little bit cheeky if you think about it, because they're getting you to spend 20 on each banner, and you know, sometimes Legends has like 3-4 banners active at one time. So if you're doing, you know, all those every day, that's like what, 80 that you already used in one go, right? Which isn't bad because it's discounted, but you know, they're still getting you to gradually use your chrono crystals. And you know, if you're not farming up the chrono crystals constantly, you know, that multi you're saving for is slowly deteriorating without you maybe even realizing it. So it's good for both parties, I suppose. And I definitely think Dokkan could benefit out of that. But the weekend summon tickets were, I would say, and I think you definitely agree with me on this, right? Like, definitely heavily maybe inspired, or, you know, like, I don't know what the other word I would use, but from Legends, that thing with the weekend tickets, right?
Yeah.
How do you think, though, how do you feel about them? Because I know in the beginning we were mentioning them being, like, permanent forever. Tell me more your thoughts on that.
I feel like if it was permanent, it would be a good addition to the game. Like the weekend tickets, because like you get essentially a free multi. It's basically a free multi on a non-Dokkan Fest banner or whatever. And a lot of the unfeatured cards now are getting good. And while it's not a guaranteed SSR, you essentially have 2 multis worth, and you can get an LR from it.
Well, 1 multi's worth because it's 5 each time.
Yeah, essentially, but 1 multi is 5. Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, so every week, and you could do singles too. So if you're really like, I feel like if anything, like if it was to be an actual banner, if it was to be permanent, act rather, I feel like it should be a everyday thing, not just
Hmm.
restricted to weekends. So you could just
Okay.
say like, hey, here, have a ticket every day, and you could say like, I feel like they could do what you said Legends did,
Mm-hmm.
like save the tickets to guarantee yourself like a Sparking,
That's a good idea, actually. I didn't even
and
think about that.
actually make it so that what's it called? Make it so that the banner it is 10 characters or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like I tell you, change it to make the banner 10 characters. If you do a multi, you have it's GSSR, but if you do singles,
It's
it,
not.
yeah. But then again, it would kind of defeat the purpose, but it would incentivize people to. I don't know. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's
I know
kind
what
of
you're
like a
saying.
bit of both.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely agree with you that I maybe they're because this is definitely like obviously since it's temporary, it's clearly something that they're sort of I don't know if they're like testing the waters on how people react because obviously it's been nothing but positivity. Like even if
Yeah.
you got like trash, you're still like this is awesome. It's free summons, right? Like how can you complain about that? But so I feel like it's definitely something that they're testing, and they could change it to that. I definitely think that they could do it daily, but maybe they are trying to make themselves, a little bit different from Legends, where they're making it, on the weekend as opposed to daily.
Yeah.
And I will say, I do think, see, because there's two sides to this coin, right? Like, with this being like comparing it to being daily and the weekend, like the details of that, the nitty gritty, like oh one is daily and one is the weekend on like each game doesn't really matter as much as like thinking about it in the way of getting players in the game to do that because you can think about it in two ways, right? People are
Yeah.
logging in at least every day into Legends to do the daily discount, right? So if they're not playing the game every day, they're at least logging in and seeing what's going on, the news flashing in their face or whatever.
Yeah.
But on the other side of the coin, obviously the weekend is when most people are free to do whatever they please, right?
Yeah.
And it's getting more people in on the weekend, which is when they're more likely. And like all Dokkan events are active. Well, not all, but like Heroes is Friday and then Saturday is Villain. So most Dokkan events, right, are active over the weekend period, or all. I guess
Yeah.
you could say they're all active over the weekend period is how I should word that. So like the time that people would be playing the game, like a lot more. They're definitely getting people in the door there, especially with like a multi's worth. So
Yeah.
there's definitely some, debate to be had there about which is better. But regardless, though, there's like, because the other thing is too, like, I don't think they would have done something like that if it hadn't been for Legend's existence. Because again, just like we were talking about with the quality of life stuff, they wouldn't have had to have a reason, they wouldn't have had incentive to put
Yeah.
this out, right?
I agree.
So yeah, so Legends definitely has impacted the game a lot. I like because here's the thing too. Even though there definitely are competition, would the competition impact a crossover?
I don't think the competition would impact like negatively impact crossover, but I feel like it would like help it if anything.
How so?
I don't know, just like like maybe it could be instead of like just a normal crossover, there could be like a versus type of crossover, like
That could be interesting.
Legends doing something versus Dokkan.
Mm.
But kind of like how JP has like JP and Global have like versus things on their stuff.
Actually, funny that you're talking about that. I got reminded of this. I don't know if you were around for Dokkan. I don't know if you were playing Dokkan at the time, but
Uh,
Dokkan actually had a crossover with One Piece Treasure Cruise, the One
I've
Piece
heard about
version.
that. Yes.
Yes, that was very interesting. What happened was in Dokkan you could fight Don Flamenco, and
Yeah.
in which is so goofy, but it was great.
Yeah.
And in Treasure Cruise you could fight Frieza. So that was really cool. I don't remember specifically if there was. I don't think that the games were like facing each other. I think it was just something in Dokkan, like you just like, the more that Dokkan players played the event, you got more rewards. I don't think there was like I don't think it was, like a competition between the two games. That could definitely make it more interesting. But I guess you could consider One Piece Treasure Cruise kind of like some competition to Dokkan, despite it being a, like a different show. One Piece and Dragon Ball do have a lot of crossover in terms of the fan base, and obviously Gacha game just fans in general. So that could definitely be an example of that. But this is a little bit different just because they're both Dragon Ball based. But that was really cool though. They have done that in the past, obviously, with that. They haven't done any other Gacha game crossover. Obviously, they've done Heroes, my favorite personally. They've done Fusions, the 3DS game, which
you know what they really need, Dokkan really needs crossover with?
What?
The card game. Because I don't know about you, but I saw a video, and there's something about a Super Saiyan 3 Gogeta.
That's in the card game now,
and
yeah.
I would say for that, man.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's a good idea. I haven't even thought about that before.
And plus, that would be another way they could sneakily add some Heroes cards to Dokkan.
True, without
like, hey, Team Gotenks, just slide that to Dokkan, just in the name of the super card game.
That's a good idea. I didn't even think about that. That's a good idea. I like that. I like that a lot.
It could be tricky. There are ways. They just need to act on it.
There are ways indeed.
Yeah.
They've only besides that though, they've only crossed over with fighters, and I think that's it in terms of other Dragon Ball games. There hasn't been a Xenoverse crossover, which is weird.
Not real. Well, we have what's their names? Mira, Toa.
Yeah, but those are like Dragon Ball characters at this point, not necessarily Xenoverse. I know what you mean though, but like they are both made by Bandai Namco. Xenoverse is run by them too, so I don't see any reason why they shouldn't. Because like fighters and fusions are definitely not run by Bandai Namco. Fusions was I don't remember who made Fusions, but it wasn't it wasn't Bandai, I don't think anyway, as far as I remember. But obviously fighters is made by Arc, so Arc System Works, so that's an entirely different company. But regardless, though, I think we covered everything that we wanted to cover in terms of how Legends is good for Dokkan.
Yeah.
And we are a little bit over time, but that's okay. So, I think we're going to wrap up today's episode here.
Yeah, probably about.
Yes. But thank you guys nonetheless for watching. Hope you enjoyed. This was just kind of us talking about, like everything, of course, just to kind of recap the podcast a little bit. It's only episode 2 because I'll still do it just because it's only episode 2. But, tell me if you guys, tell us, I guess, my boy's sitting right here. Not actually, he's not in the room. That'd be cool, but we'll do a live podcast someday. But regardless, though, tell us if you like the new news format where I sort of went into JP stuff and then Kayvon sort of chimed in with his thoughts, and Kayvon did more of the global stuff and I sort of chimed in with my thoughts there. Yeah. And then we had a little bit of discussion here. Let us know if you think there's anything that we missed in terms of how Legends is good for Dokkan, or if you disagree with what we said and you're like, Legends is actually bad for Dokkan and you two are both dinguses, let us know in the comments too. Be happy to hear your opinion on that. Actually, I would be really curious to hear if anybody actually thinks that, because I don't know if they do. But regardless, though, thank you so much for watching. This is going to be the Extreme Z podcast crew. I don't think we don't have an intro yet, do we? Or an outro
we don't have an outro.
That's okay. The Extreme Z podcast crew signing out. Does that sound
yeah,
good?
Sure.
The crew, I mean, the crew really is just me, you, and our microphones. So...
Yeah, bye-bye.
Alright, with that, thank y'all for watching. Appreciate y'all. Extreme Z podcast crew out.
Bye.